Hey guys, new week, new hero pool. Let's get into it. So I'm sure, as most of you guys probably already can guess, this hero pool is pretty fantastic. Death Rider, Nomad. Do I need to say more? But I will. So let's talk about it. Shadow just recently got an update. Just recently got another buff. A buff to his evasion. He's performing incredibly bad right now. Here, I'll actually even show you. Nope, that's not the one. This is the one. So Shadows Without a Trace, his second ability, has just gotten a buff. You now start out with a 10% base evasion. 10% is definitely not enough. He's still not good enough, in my opinion. I haven't had a chance to test him out after this brand new buff. So take it with a grain of salt, but I don't think 10% is really enough to send him over the edge. In any case, let's talk about Shadow. Again, this is pre this new buff, so who knows? Maybe he could be the best hero in the game now, but I doubt it. Now, this chart might not be extremely fair or extremely accurate, but as you can see, he's pretty weak in almost every single category. And that's for a reason. Probably after this newest buff, his tank will actually get better with this evasion change. But right now, I mean, he's an okay tank. He kind of just sits there. He can evade. He has this evasion, and he has damage reduction. The damage reduction is actually probably the best one here in his 8th ability. But if he doesn't get damage reduction, then it's not great. All in all, Shadow's not really great. The combos that we see him with are Shadow Tracker Nomad. He fares pretty well with shooters. And he kind of has to be based on combat speed. In order for Transfusion Strike to work. However, it doesn't look like Transfusion Strike's really doing much for him. Like, you know, if you run combos with, let's say, Hunk Tracker Nomad compared to Shadow Tracker Nomad, Nomad's not really doing much more damage, or he's not doing significantly more damage as he should, based on what Shadow does. Hunk Tracker Nomad's probably better. Shadow, in my opinion, gets a 1, maybe a 2. Probably a 2, actually. It'd be like a 1.5. But I'm actually just going to give Shadow an overall score of 2. The reason for this is he's actually okay. You can run him in different combos, and it's not like useless. For example, you can run him with Death Rider, and it's okay. He doesn't really have much support. This number should actually probably be a little bit higher. It should be like a 3 based on Transfusion Strike. But it doesn't really look like it's causing much. It's just not enough, in my opinion. Potentially, it's still buggy. They were supposed to fix this. It wasn't working at all. But in any case, Shadow, he's not someone that you need. And him being in this pool doesn't really do much for the pool. I mean, he's not a terrible hero. But again, he's just not someone that you actually need. So I'm giving Shadow a 2 out of 4. If you guys don't know the method, if this is your first time watching, I rank these heroes out of 4. So 1 being the worst, 4 being the best. The reason why I choose 4 and out of 5 is because you're forced to pick between a 2 and a 3. And that is the hard part. And sometimes I do flip-flop Canon S. But normally, like if it's a 1 through 5, everyone will just pick 3 for most of the heroes, and it's kind of cheesy. So it forces you to pick between 2 and 3. That's why I do 1 through 4. And I also have these hero charts up at the top. I basically show the tank ability, support, CC, damage, and then adaptability. And again, these are just my charts. I create these myself. So anyway, let's move on to the next hero in the pool. We have Glutton. Now, Glutton's a pretty damn good hero. He's a great tank. He has good support with his 5th ability. It bestows Clear Mind, which basically, as it says, that they're immune to CC. Now, some of you always ask, what is CC? CC is crowd control, and it basically means actions that prevent a squad from doing things. So silence prevents the person affected with silence from using skills. Disarmed prevents them from auto-attacking or basic attacking. Suppressed prevents both, so suppressed is really good. And then confused behaves just like Pokemon. You have the ability to attack yourself. You have the ability to attack your friendly teammates or the enemy. It's just a random chance. So in any case, he's decent support because of this. Great tank. Huge tank ability. Right here, minus 60% skill damage is very good. And also right here, minus 20% total damage, which is amazing. And then he just heals up a lot of damage from the back row. So basically with Glutton, you want to pair him with a big carry in the back. Glutton, Tech Priestess, Bird is pretty much the classic combo. Glutton, Tech Priestess, Canoness works decently well. It's a full fighter combo, but it's basically just like a healer fest. If you really just need to heal forever, it's a decent combo. But Gluttony, Canoness, Scarlet's really good, so he works well with Siren. He works well with pretty much everybody. You can run him Kamikaze, Glutton, Kamikaze, Death Rider. You can pretty much pair him with anybody, Nomad, really, like I said, anybody. The problem why he's not adaptability 5 is he really has to go in the front line. Technically he doesn't have to, but he performs much better if he is in the front line. One, because he has this counterattack ability, and when you have a counterattack, you want to be in the front line. And two, when the hero squad is in the front row, then this stuff works. So, if you don't have his 8th ability unlocked, then I guess you can run him in the middle, but you pretty much have to use Glutton in the first row. So in any case, Glutton is a solid 3 out of 4, really good hero, but he's not someone who you desperately need. And I'll get to the heroes that you do desperately need right now. So, who do we have? Our boy, not Sven, what the heck? Our boy Nomad. As you can see, Nomad's damage literally goes off the chart. That is on purpose. Nomad's a great hero. He's a kind of a big just damage dealer. And he deals damage in kind of an interesting way. His basic attack damage is incredibly high. All of his abilities are basically rounded about basic attacks. I don't really have to go over his abilities much. All you really need to know is that Nomad is one of the highest damage heroes in the game. He's also incredibly safe based on his 8th ability. His 8th ability pretty much makes it so that he doesn't get CC'd and he barely gets hit ever. So Nomad's a great hero. If you don't have Nomad, you're kind of weak. Vehicle heroes are going to trash through your base. When you get that addition of Nomad, you suddenly become much stronger. You can fend off vehicle heroes. You can attack bases who have somebody like Death Rider. And without him, you're kind of at the mercy of those squads. So Nomad, obviously a 4 out of 4, one of the best heroes in the game, priority hero for sure. Even if the rest of these heroes were trash in this pool, just having Nomad alone makes it kind of attractive. But the rest of these heroes in this pool are not trash. So I'll just quickly go over the chart. He basically has 0 support. He literally does nothing to support anybody. His tanking is only up because of his 8th ability, meaning he just doesn't take a lot of damage. It's not really that he's a tank. He has no CC, tons of damage, and he's pretty adaptable. You can play him, like I said before, Hunk Tracker Nomad, Shadow Tracker Nomad, Koshe, Anna Nomad, Valk, Anna Nomad. You can play as Nomad with almost any shooter hero, and he is going to perform. Really, with almost any hero, period. The more buffs you give him, so more basic attacks, so Anna or Koshe, more damage, like Shadow or Tracker or Valkyrie, he'll just do really well. Nomad's a fantastic hero, one of the best heroes in the game, one of my favorite heroes, and also one of the harder heroes to get. He's pretty uncommon, it seems. But anyway, let's move on. Next up, we have my boy, the legend, Death Rider, the hero that the developers seem to hate. They've completely skipped over him in the token shop. Hopefully he'll be around next time. But if he's not, it doesn't matter. He's in this pool. So if you have enough tickets, hopefully you get him. Let's talk about him. So Death Rider, also you will notice that his damage is off the charts. His tanking ability, basically 0. He simply doesn't have any. Yeah. He has okay support, and the reason why he has okay support is pretty much because of the 6th ability for tile taking. I didn't really know where to put this, but it's something that just makes him better. So if you don't know, Death Rider gets 300 increased demolition power. Normally in a vehicle squad, a full vehicle squad without Death Rider, so let's just put Cannon S in there, you will have 460 destruction power. To take an enemy tile, you need 500 or more. So meaning you either need to attack twice with vehicles, or you can increase your destruction power, or you can just use Death Rider. He increases destruction power by 300, like I just said, from his 6th ability, meaning he can literally just one-hit tiles, and it's fantastic. He also just does tons of destruction power if you're in Eden. If you need to kill gates really quickly, you'll want to run something like Fighter, Death Rider. And you'll actually, I think, have the most destruction power in the game. So in any case, that's why I put his support up. I know it's a little bit weird. He has CC, but his CC is broken for whatever reason. He almost never suppresses the enemy back row. It's probably bugged, or just somehow there's a weird calculation. The game has really weird calculations. But in any case, Death Rider almost never CCs. His damage is enormous, probably the highest damage in the game, period, just flat out. He never gets CC'd, so he can always just do tons and tons and tons of damage. He has great adaptability. He can go with any vehicle hero. He can really go with any tank, and honestly, any support. The meta combos are basically Heaven's Redemption, Organic, Death Rider, Kamikaze, Wrath. They all pair incredibly well with him. Even Tracker pairs pretty well. Countdown, Vanguard. The list goes on. Death Rider is just a fantastic hero. Like I said, the devs hate him because he's so good. Probably. I don't know why else they would hate him. But he's just really, really incredibly good. 4 out of 4, by far, easiest. My favorite hero in the game. He has a horse, okay? It's really 2 heroes in 1. But anyway, let's move on. I've talked enough about Death Rider. I always talk about Death Rider. If you don't have Death Rider, get Death Rider. Use your tickets for Death Rider. Use your hero tokens. Need I say more? Oh, not Tech Priestess. Tech Priestess isn't next. It's been a minute since I had a video, clearly. But anyway, the next hero in the pool, Sven. Now, Sven's interesting. His chart, pretty bad. These are kind of like the worst numbers you can get. Period in a chart, or some of the worst numbers you can get. However, Sven is a necessary hero for Doomsday. In order to force tiles, you basically, like the quickest, you need Sven. There's no other way to put it. Without Sven, you won't be able to do it as quick. You won't be able to take, with Sven, you can take tiles at 100% poison rate. 100% poison rate. There's no other hero in the game that you can do that with. He's necessary for Doomsday. He is terrible at combat. Really, really bad, as you can see by that chart here. But he's great for tiles, so it's really, really weird. Sven's a very interesting hero. I highly recommend getting Sven. I know it's strange. If you need to just fight, if you don't care about Doomsday at all, for whatever reason, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's a pretty big portion of the game. But if you don't, if you only care about kill events, you only care about launch centers, or something, then you don't need Sven. If you do care about Doomsday, you need Sven. So he's actually a 3 out of 4. I'm upgrading Sven to a 3 out of 4. I used to consider it based on the combat, but at this point it's kind of futile to do that since everybody is Doomsday focused. So he's actually a 3 out of 4. You really want Sven for tile taking. It's just like Panther. You really want Panther. You really want Ivan. Even at the Season X level, you really want those heroes just based on tiles. So let's just go over one quickly, since this video has been a little bit just disheveled. This is actually like the 3rd time I'm recording this, but my brain's a little wacky with the holidays. Shadow, 2 out of 4 hero. Decent, but you certainly don't need him. I don't even know why I said decent. Not good. You don't need him, but he's not the worst hero in the game. If you have him, you use him. If you don't have like better heroes, you can use Shadow, but otherwise you're probably not going to be using Shadow. Glutton, solid 3 out of 4. Really good tank. pretty adaptable. He can be played with really anybody, but he needs to be in the first row, which does hurt him a little bit. Nomad, 4/4, one of the top heroes in the game. Death Rider, 4/4, one of the top heroes in the game. Priority hero, for sure. Sven, 3/4. Yeah, this pool is really damn good. 80 out of 100. Basic, if you average and normalize to 100, 80 out of 100. It's the best pool we've ever had by a pretty large margin. Use your tickets. I don't really have much else to say. If you have 100 tickets, use them. If you have 30 tickets, probably save up. I wouldn't use it if it's 30. I would use it if you have 100. So you get that guaranteed Season X hero. Anything under 100, I would probably just say swipe that credit card. I don't know. You'll kind of have a hard time if you don't have 100. You'll probably just not get any of them. But 100 or more, go for this pool. Let me know what you guys get. I know pretty much all of you are going to go for this pool, and you should. So please let me know what you get. I'm very interested. If you get some crazy RNG, I've seen some crazy stuff already. If you get some really good RNG, please post it in the Discord. The link is in the description. Join it up. It's a great place. And that's about it. Anyway, guys, happy holidays. I know for most of us, we're still, at least I am, I'm on full vacation mode. I haven't posted much videos, but I'm getting back into it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in 2021 probably. Happy New Year. Well, I guess Western New Year. But anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.